It's Chucky Lozano. Chucky on approach. Chucky delivers into the box. Dangerous. And it's going to be a goal. Goal! Jeppe Tverskov! El Capitan! El Jefe! Chucky looking, eyeing Anders Dreyer. Good ball for Anders on the right side. He approaches the 18, can cut it back inside, feeds it back to the middle. Animal, goal! Goal! Good idea by Jeppe Tverskov, leading Jesper Lamposen, who leads it to Chucky. Beautiful pass. Chucky! El Chucky Lozano. Goal! Chucky Lozano, his first ever goal with San Diego FC. He was knocking on the door. He was warning you that this wolf was about to blow the house down, and he did.
Hey, and welcome into the official SCFC podcast. I'm Kaila Brins-Hefner here with Marvell Win and Sal Zizzo for episode 3, coming off of a 3-0 win versus the Seattle Sounders at home at Snapdragon Stadium. Still undefeated at home in Snapdragon Stadium. How are we feeling, guys?
I'm feeling awesome, right? 3-0 against Seattle, a franchise that's been a perennial playoff team, a team that's won a few MLS Cups in the last decade, a coach that's been there a very long time, a team that has an identity, and we took it to them at home, 3-0, bang, right, in the first, 70-something seconds. Got that early goal, got, Lozano involved early. That was, I think, key for this game, and it was a fun game to watch. But great game overall.
Yeah, talk about a start to a season. I mean, especially in these last 2 games, 6 goals in the first half. That's kind of insane. But we can't forget our defense. So a shout out home. So congratulations to our defense back there.
Yeah. Third shutout of the season.
A lot of threes in the last couple of games. So another thing I saw was, we played a little bit differently than what we're used to. It wasn't completely different, but it seemed like we were a little bit more direct, and that might have been Lozano getting more involved. I mean, whenever he was on the ball, he looked to goal immediately, and even a quick corner, got straight to goal, get yourself an assist. Then he comes up, he gets himself a goal. Great pass by Lofson. Again, defense coming through. This game was interesting because it wasn't quite what we were used to, but essentially our biggest win and the most effective. So it shows how diverse we can be on the ball. We're not just a one-trick team that's just going to pass around the back forever, but we can go forward directly and really cause some problems.
Yeah, and I think the first time we spoke to Frank, I remember you specifically asking him that question, like, hey, it's more about possession, bringing him in. He's like, well, no. He's like, actually, first thing we want to play. If there's a space behind or there's space to be had in the attacking half, we're going to take it. And I felt like in this game specifically, it was a little bit of what Seattle was presenting to them, where I just felt like, Lozano is that wrinkle in the team that plays that direct, get in behind, go at players, use your pace, make good runs in behind. And so I think that was the little wrinkle that he brought to the game. And it was, obviously a good game to bring that against Seattle, because I thought they did try to press us really high. I could tell in the first, I think it was like 30 seconds where we beat their press. Their right back was just super late to our left back. And I was like, oh man, this is not going to be good for them. And then literally like 30 seconds later, we get the goal. But again, shout out to what you said about the defense. I thought that was overall one of the better performances. Yeah, they gave away a few balls trying to play and be brave, but overall, I think they looked really sharp defensively, and Seattle just didn't look threatening, right? The entire game, really.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to hear Frank's perspective on this match. We're going to talk to him a little bit later. We're also going to talk to Jeppe a little bit later. His first goal that he scored in the first, minute 21 seconds for San Diego FC. But something I also think is really cool is we heard from Mikey post-match, and this kind of goes along what you guys are saying about the defensive play. And one of the things he said is, I think it's so admirable. You see a team that is, when it's game's not going your way, all 11 players defending behind the ball, willing to gut through that performance together to keep it at 3-0, because 3-0 feels a lot better than 3-1. I've been so inspired by these guys every day. And the fact of the matter is we're not even close to as good as we can be, because I don't think we've put together more than 55 minutes of our complete highest level without a bit of a drop. And when we get there, I think we are going to be quite a special team.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, he says it right there. I mean,
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, what he says right there, try to be brave on the ball. What's cool is, right, like you go up 3-0 against LAFC. and then you give up 2 goals right before half. Well, now you pretty much do a very similar thing against Seattle. You go up 3-0, but this time you keep it at 0. So it just shows the growth. It shows the mindset. And I do agree that what he said, where, in one particular game, you see instances where they are playing their style. 55 minutes, like he said, I think is a good number. And shout out to the rest of they're going to be scared if San Diego is able to bring that number up to 80, 90 for the entire game. That's going to be rough for some opponents.
Mm-hmm. And again, even bringing it back to when we talked to Frank about how they want you to be comfortable, brings confidence, brings creativity. And if you have a coach that says, do you know what, they have conviction to the playing style, that's a confidence, or that's a comfort coming from the top for you. So when you're on the ball, you're going to try some things, and you know that the coach is going to have your back. Yeah, it might not go off so well, maybe once or twice. The coach has your back. He's like, do you want, thank you for trying, keep doing it. So that when you get on the field, you're just going to be more comfortable. You're going to play yourself. You're going to just be ready to do what you think's best at the moment without having repercussions for the coach, whatever. And the players got your back anyway, because they're going to come back and defend full team anyway.
Well, we've talked about a lot of firsts on this podcast, and we're going to talk about some more coming up with our conversation with our captain in a little bit. But I want to hear about one first. Marvell had his first supporters tailgate experience this week.
Yeah, Marv, from an outsider perspective, tell the fans, how was that experience? What can they expect if they ever decide to go to a tailgate?
All right, so everybody in the FCC and SDFC is a family, right? They're the family members that bring their own food, drinks, and are the loudest at every game that you go to. Go in there and say hi. It is welcoming. I took about 5 steps into the supporters tailgate, and someone comes up and says, Marvell, you want a hug? So thank you for listening to the pod, but they're also just welcoming. And it's not just, one, we're all supporters, but it's not just one particular supporters group. There's a bunch of different ones. And of course, they're going to love talking to you about the origins, where they come from, where they hail from, and all that stuff. And the food there is
what'd you eat?
Insane.
What'd you eat?
I got a beef brisket sandwich.
Okay.
And it was unbelievable. I kid you not. It was right there on the route. It was one of the first stops I went, and it's chef's kiss. I'm going back every game.
Shout out to our guy Sal on the grill. That was incredible. If you haven't checked out the supporters tailgate, or if you haven't been to any of the pre-match festivities before a San Diego FC match, please go ahead and check them out. It is an incredible experience to get to be a part of, and really special to be able to get to interact with this fan base. We're going to have so much more for you guys. We're going to have a conversation with Jeppe Tverskov, as well as some insight from Frank Hjortebjerg, assistant coach for San Diego FC. Please stay tuned.
Hey everybody, this is Darren Smith. I host a radio show called SDFC Midweek Live. You can hear it Wednesday nights, 6 o'clock on San Diego Sports 760 and anytime on the iHeartRadio app. Join me, Adrian Garcia Marquez, Warren Barton, SDFC players and staff. It's the only hour on local radio dedicated 100% to San Diego Football Club and the beautiful game.
All right, we're here with Jeppe Tverskov, midfielder for San Diego FC, captain for San Diego FC. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Give us a little bit of background, how you've gotten to San Diego and what your career has been to this point.
I've been playing in the Danish Superliga for almost a decade. I think actually a decade. I started a little bit late playing football in general. So I didn't go so much through youth academies and stuff as people usually do. But ended up after gymnasium, as it's called, after I was 19 to started really going into football. And that's why it started a little bit late for me, I think at 21. And then I've been, from 21 to 31 in the Danish Superliga. And latest club there was FC Nordsjælland, the Right to Dream organization, one of those the clubs in that organization. And from there to here. That's basically my steps.
You signed with San Diego FC a little bit over a year ago now. Just talk us through kind of what that process has been to see the growth of this team. You and Marcus kind of together coming from Nordsjælland to signing for this team over a year ago, what it's looked like in your span of seeing everything come together.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been quite a ride because, when we signed, nobody was here almost. And it was like, you don't really know what you sign up for, basically. I think one of the things that made us very comfortable was we knew the organization, we knew the people, and talked to the guys we knew would be a big part of this. So I don't think we were nervous, but we were excited, and as the months kept on going, got more and more excited. Also because in FC Nordsjælland, they collapse so much and have so many people who's like in and around Ghana, in Egypt, and there, and then San Diego. So a lot of talk in our everyday was also on San Diego, which was very fun for us, because then we kind of like build more and more up to us getting here. So it's fun, and it was also fun having a guy next to you that's also gonna do the journey. So you don't feel like you're kind of in a team alone where everyone knows you're leaving, but we had the same pathway or route, you can say.
Going back, so you were in the Danish League, you said, for 10 years, right? But your final 2 years were with FCN. So did you grow up in that Right to Dream Academy more so, or was it they saw something in you that kind of fit the mold of that type of player, and so they thought you'd fit in well, you did well, and now they wanted you here, pretty much?
Yeah, that's more the second. Yeah, okay. They've always been known in Denmark for playing a lot of young guys and bringing in young guys on an early age and giving a lot of trust to people. And when I signed, I played the 1.5 year because the season stops mid-season for me to go here, But me coming in at around 30 is like odd. Not odd, but like they have 1, 2, maybe 3 guys who's like that age, and then the rest is 18, 20, 21, 22, So I wasn't in the kind of the model from young age, but I kind of see myself fit pretty good into what they would expect of me in there, because I was also captain of my old club in Denmark before. And they wanted kind of those leaders within the team to help the young guys around, and that fit quite well for my position at the time.
Yeah, that's what I was going to kind of ask. I was going to ask, coming here, what did you know about San Diego as a city itself before coming over here? And also, did you believe that with the Right to Dream being here, that you were going to come here and potentially be that leader and end up being our captain?
No, I didn't know anything about captain, but I knew like it was pretty easy to me, and also with Right to Dream to see like they want to do it a certain way, because they do that very much in Denmark, and it works very, very well. So young people at so young age come in, and just from day one, they start, and they're just able to shine almost from day one. And it's kind of being from, I've been in, other Danish clubs, and it's almost the same every year in the summer. It's like if you play FC Nordsjælland in one of the first 2 or 3 games, it's like you see 6 or 7 new guys like you've never heard of before, and you're like, we're gonna smash them. It's the same every year, and it's like,
where are they getting these guys?
Yeah, and in the summer, it's always like the experts are like, they're gonna do it's gonna be a tough year for Nordsjælland. They just sold a lot of guys and stuff, but every year it's the same. They end up doing the same, and after a couple of matches, it's like, oh, that's a great team again this year, So for me, it's I saw I know getting into a whole new team and stuff here is kind of like you never really know, and I could also feel coming here that people are like, expansion team. It's like it's not always easy. A lot of guys from start, but I kind of knew the way that we would play would benefit us a lot in terms of getting a possibility to get together quite quickly, and I think we have.
Yeah. So talking about you as a player a little bit, when I watch you play, you're so calm and smooth on the ball, and you rarely lose possession. Is there, obviously you take pride in that because you do it so well, but was there a player growing up that you kind of looked, after, or you like to model yourself after?
No, it's like I think I had Steven Gerrard as my idol, but it's not like he's not that type of player. Yeah. But I think like for me especially, and I played a little differently in my other clubs, but here in Nordsjælland and in Right to Dream and here, it's like they kind of mold you into like what's what's good for the team and what's like
what's needed in that
beneficial.
position.
Yeah. And I feel like also the older I've become, it's more like I have responsibility for some parts of course, the build-up, but also defensively being, and I see that's very effectively here because a lot of the other games are like this, you know, and if you lose your whole midfield, it's often gonna go like this. So I've also been holding a little bit back on myself because I know that it could be good for us to have a little bit more stability on not losing 6 guys in the
the transition is super important. But
and the way that this team plays, it's always good to stay calm under pressure.
Yeah.
And having your demeanor in there, it's almost as if you're more comfortable having a player on your back with pressure than without. It's almost like if they told you to turn, you'd be like, I don't want to do that. Because the play's off to the side and you just get out of pressure. I mean, it looks great, man. It's great. It's great having you there in our engine room.
Thanks, man.
And you're 32 now, right?
Yeah.
So, at 32, I know my career was starting to wind down, but yours looks like you can play till you're 36, 37. You're like a goalkeeper on the field, man. I mean,
I think in like this type of playing style we have is it's beneficial for not just me. I think like a type like Anibal also. Like I think he can live longer playing this kind of football. It's nice.
Makes sense.
I know you guys came in together and you have a great relationship. We have a clip of Marcus. We asked him in the beginning of the season. We asked you the same thing to speak on Marcus and what you would describe him as. I think we were talking about how you are a calm player. Brings up this point is what Marcus has said about you, but I just wanted you to take a listen to this clip and what he also has to say.
Yeah, but he's a calm, clever guy. Great holding midfield type. Little note about him sometimes off the pitch that he is a funny guy that can forget his stuff once in a while. So he has this mixed personality that he's always so professional and clever and know his stuff, and then other times he messes around and stuff. So I what you say, point him a little bit about that.
Yeah. Yeah, he might be true though. Like, Marcus is so different, in that sense. Like he's so strict with everything, and now we always last 1.5 years we almost did everything together because we came at Northland at the same times, and then after us both knowing we go here and stuff, it's like, we maybe been a little bit too much together.
We heard a little bit about you guys like to hang out together. So even maybe as even a pre-game ritual, you guys like to go out and find different coffee shops, hang out?
Yeah, we do. Like we both like to drink coffee. Been also now we got it in here. It's the first day when we came here. We said like we need proper coffee here and stuff. So he got a coffee shop in Denmark, also. So he's very big into it. So yeah.
You ever drink of choice? Is it a latte? Is it a cappuccino? Is it a mocha?
Yeah, but it's like here it's usually in Denmark we did flat whites, but here it feels like some of the measurement for the cups is quite different than Europe. So we need we took us some time to figure out what the right, like if we went to Starbucks and said flat white, we got this size,
America.
Yeah. So but we're there.
And you're a big Settlers of Catan player?
Yeah.
I hear?
Yeah. True.
Okay.
You know that?
I do. It's kind of goes around in the MLS a lot. Like a lot of the guys have played it over time. Also, there was a game in Denmark called Partners.
We also played it.
Very popular.
Yeah, that's good.
So I had a player I played with named Benny Fallheiber. I think he played it 1 year in Denmark. And when he did, he just like fell in love with this board game, and he brought it to, at the time, Sporting Kansas City when we used to play all the time. But going back to Catan, what's kind of your strategy in that game? Are you more of like wheat and ore guy? Are you more like what's your?
I'm not sure I should tell this. The other guys.
The guys will listen to it and then they'll figure it out.
Are you more about whatever the numbers show up, you kind of play off of that?
I go on the weaker guys. Honest. If it's Honest playing, I go for him, and then I trade with him. Because
who's your
Chris? He's
so you got to play the opponent. More
I
so
love
on
it.
the board. Okay.
Chris is like holding all his cards close.
Yeah.
So
who's your biggest competition in Catan so far?
I would say Chris. Yeah, Chris. He just learned it also, but he's and Patty. He's like. Yeah,
the ones that just learn, they get super into it.
Yeah.
I think they start reading up on it, and
it's actually quite funny. We played it one time, and then they were like, "Oh, we need this." There's so many different editions of it. Yeah. So,
how many editions do you now have, and do you travel with?
I think we have 3 right now, but it's gonna come more for sure. So
the expansion pack.
Expansion. Yeah. It's fun. It's very fun.
In your position as a leader on this team, like obviously this team, everyone's coming from different backgrounds and coming to build this for year one. So there's that common woven thread of, togetherness already. But how do you work from your role to help build that?
Yeah, I think we talked about quite early that, it's kind of rare having so many different countries represented and people coming from so many different places. So it's kind of for us to recognize where we get the best out of like everyone's history, basically. Like we have some guys that, like you said, I'm very calm and collected on the pitch. We also have a type like Anibal and Chucky who's very fired up and also use that energy to get better and get more emotional on the pitch, which helps their play actually. So it's kind of like the first couple of weeks was a lot of recognizing everyone and where everyone was because, it was kind of fun meeting in and having zero hierarchy, like even though, a guy, he's 30, this guy is 20, we felt like everyone was at the same level because most of us didn't know each other and haven't played together before. And that's actually been a good thing for us because then you're able to use everyone equally as much. Also the guy on 20 who maybe haven't have a big role in other club could suddenly have that also in our locker room. Now it's getting more settled, of course, because we play games and we have guys playing 90 minutes over and over again. But I feel like our already the culture. Every club says that. I know that, but it's like the energy in the locker room has been special, and it's been special because everyone's brought here because like they wanted to be here. Like normally you go to a club and you have those, the 4 or 5 guys, they want to go away. Yeah. Maybe the 2 or 3 guys been too long, too comfortable with everything. Here, everything is so positive and new because everyone wants to be here, and we've used that a lot. So yeah, it's very, even though. Like, for example, we've switched fullbacks a little bit, but people are so positive, and that's so helpful for the team.
Interesting.
Do you pay attention to much hanging out with each other and trying to bond off the pitch as much? I mean, maybe with Settlers of Catan when you guys are traveling, but when you guys are just around in San Diego, enjoying you guys to do many things together as a team, or, everything, a couple things here, a couple things there, but when you guys are in the locker room, that's when you guys just have banter with either football, tennis, or whatever you're playing out there, or anything like that?
I think it's a mix because you also don't want to force that too much because if you're forced to also be whole group doing something, it's a mix, and we have been doing a lot. Like I think people, for example, it's obvious me and Anas and Marcus, Danish guys, we have wives who also see each other a lot outside the pitch, and like. As the season goes, you also kind of start talking to some people more than others. But I think, as we've seen right now from the training camp and stuff, we are a group that's kind of everyone talks a lot with each other. Also, even though everyone not speaking the same language and fully understands Spanish or English, it's been good. It has been good.
That's great.
Go ahead.
And can you share where I know huddles you lead those conversations in your role? I think it's interesting you say family on 3. Where does that come from?
I think it was one of the first training. I think it was Marcus who had a bundle up after training, and then we just kind of stuck with it because it's the feeling we want to have and the feeling that we feel like we have that we've come very close to each other very quickly. And it's one of the things you want to run the extra mile for the guy next to you if you like him and if you feel like he's part of the family. So it's to get that feeling in that we feel like we have right now.
Yeah, so you're right. All the best teams in the world, I think, have that same family type environment. But touching on the Seattle game, right? So you scored the first goal. Walk us through that feeling. I mean, it was a really fun goal to watch. How calm you were. How you're just like it totally played off of your personality as a player, right? Just take the touch with your left. I'll wait to pause a second. There you go, pass it in. But anyways, to walk us through it. What was the emotions after? and all that?
Yeah, of course, happiness. Of course, I'm not usually one of those getting so much up in the box, So as you can tell in the celebration, it's kind of all over the place. But yeah, it's kind of like it's for me. Goals are not the most important, obviously. I don't feel like I would rate my performance based on me scoring a goal, but I want to contribute as much as possible. And by scoring a goal, obviously, that'll help.
Well, the way this team's been performing, you can't forget about the shutouts. Having you back there, we know that there's a level of confidence having you out there, being able to get a ball in and being able to get out of pressure without any worry. So I don't know how much pressure you feel more offensively or defensively when you're playing this game because you're virtually an end-to-end player.
Yeah, I think when we build up, it's actually offensively, right? Because we want to score goals by building up close to goal and attract and then score. So I feel like it's equally apart. But yeah, we had like in last game we had like in the 88 minute a period where we had 2 or 3 times where we played the ball out from the back and it was a little bit wobbly and people were there tending to go, let's go long. Let's smash the ball up the court and start to play.
Yeah, it's 3-0, 88th minute.
Yeah,
let's just
don't do anything. But from our point of view, it's also the reason why we have scored goals.
Yeah.
That's also because we played the ball out. And I know sometimes when people watch it from the outside and they're like, it can be too much playing the ball out. It's like, we know it's a risk reward, but it's also kind of a style of play thing. Like if we go away too much from it, we need to train also, okay, what do we do if we kick the ball? Where's the precision to pick up the second ball? Do we have a guy for winning that header or are we more comfortable trying to connect closer to our own goal? Do we feel like it's more beneficial to do that? So yeah, and that's kind of that can be it's a kind of like a game management thing,
Sure.
because sometimes, of course, you need to go longer if you're leading 1-0 in 90 minutes, fair enough. But there's a learning in that for the whole team that like kind of remembering when you're a little bit wobbling and you feel like you missed a couple of times that it's like still like, but that's where we are better than the other teams, like we feel like we're comfortable in those. So yeah.
Sure. Yeah, makes sense.
Taking it a little bit off the pitch. Now you've been in San Diego for some period of time now. What's been your favorite thing about this new city for you? I think we knew coming here that this being so big and so diverse and multicultural city will be like so good opportunities to see a lot of things and taste a lot of things and do a lot of things. So yeah, we kind of look for what the next possibility is to experience something, whether it's going to Tijuana or going somewhere new or finding a new beach or something. So I feel like most of our days off right now is planned to do something new we haven't done before. So yeah, it's been very fun. And that's like, we also had family over now from Denmark and they're like, you're probably going to be here, stick around here after your contract ends because they can see we love it right now.
Yeah, makes
That's
sense.
awesome.
Yeah, we're happy to have you here.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Good to go.
That's a wrap.
Well done.
All good.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you so much and good luck this weekend.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Become a season ticket member with San Diego FC and never miss a moment with guaranteed access to all home matches. Membership starts at just $40 per match, and you get the best value with amazing benefits. Visit San Diego FC/memberships to learn more. Marv actually has season tickets, so that's something you can...
True. 2 of them. If anybody has somebody that just wants to go with me, let me know. Because my mom keeps bailing.
As the official specialty insurance partner of San Diego FC, Palomar offers standalone earthquake insurance that protects property and peace of mind. It's crucial to be prepared. Visit PLMR.com or contact your insurance agent for a quote. Palomar, reimagining specialty insurance with innovative, creative solutions.
Welcome back in. We're here with assistant coach Frank Hjortebjerg for our match preview presented by Alaska Airlines. Welcome back to the pod.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
welcome.
Great to have you. So before we get into kind of previewing Colorado, we'd love to hear just your thoughts on the match versus Seattle, 3-0 win. What can you tell us about the performance?
It's a bit of a mix, I think. So of course we're very happy with getting it at halftime with 3 goals lead. But then we feel like maybe we lost a little bit of the ideal game picture for us in the second half. But sometimes the games just develop in that direction, and the way that Seattle positions themselves and do their offensive game plan is very, very good. And we struggled a little bit with getting into pressing as much as we wanted to. But then on the other hand, we managed to defend that pretty okay. And still we felt in good conditions throughout the match. There's been other situations during these first 7 games where we maybe lost the game a little bit, or at least it was at one point where it could go either way.
Yeah.
We felt fairly comfortable during the whole game. So that was also good.
Yeah, so I wanted to touch a little bit about, okay, so I was talking about before, you came on, I could tell 30 seconds into the game that they had never experienced a team that good in possession. They were late on their pressing I think their right back came super late against their left back. And then, from there, I think 30 seconds after that, we scored, right? Did that early goal change a little bit in terms of the style of play, not necessarily just tactically, but also mentally a little bit? Because there was like a little spell after we scored so early that maybe they kind of dictated the game a little bit more. Did you sense that a little bit?
I don't know if it was the goal that changed it or whatever happened, but it's the first time that we face that intense pressing.
Okay.
It's the first time that we really face teams all in our face, right? And really being brave in that sense of bringing a lot of players very close. So we kept bringing players, they kept bringing players. Yeah. So all of a sudden we had a lot of players close to our own goal, which will happen many more times. But it was the first time that we really had it in a game like this. We can try to recreate it in training, which we do a lot. But now it was in stadium against a real opponent. Yeah. To say that, and I think that was just the learning that was really good for us in this game. That we actually got to face this because, of course, some teams will challenge us in our possession, and for many teams it will be either they do like Seattle is doing, or they go completely back and really protect that space in behind.
Like St. Louis.
Like St. Louis, yeah, exactly. So that would probably be 2 very likely game pictures that we will see again and again and again and again.
So it was really important that Lozano, for that game specifically, was in there, right? With them playing such a high line, he's so good, I think, at getting behind and threatening teams vertically. Yeah. So, I mean, I thought that was key for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at as well. It seems as our particular style of play where we possess the ball, in the back so long and then we eventually move our way forward, it was as if we played to what Seattle was giving us. And this time around, we actually looked to get in behind more often, especially with Chucky there being a part of all 3 goals. But Bovelson coming out the back and getting that ball into Chucky as well. Do you believe that, like the way our style of play was, maybe possessing the ball as we typically do would have maybe been a little bit more difficult than the style of play that we did this time around, which was, again, more direct because it was absolutely effective. We put them on their heels when they were trying to get at us, and it was effective even though it might not have been typically what we go for.
Yeah, so we got to take what the game is giving us, right? And we got to find the spaces that the opponents are giving us. So the ideal one for us would be that we started short, we get them pressing, then we manage to find 1 or 2 passes through that pressing, and then we can accelerate it into space for Chucky. What happened a little bit too often is that it ended up being a ball that was for a duel. So it ended up being more a fighting situation, a 1v1 fighting situation. And we would rather have it happening in a more structured way so we can pass it into space or maybe connect with Chucky on the last line or Oni or Anders, whoever was there, a layoff, and then we have the game in front of us. Yeah, it happens sometimes, and sometimes we got out of it in a good way, but we would like to see that happening more times. But of course, if the opponents really give us a 1v1 situation and we have a fast player, we got to take it.
Yeah, sure.
We got to take it.
Absolutely. Good.
Now 3 first-time goal scorers in this match. What does that mean to be able to have that opportunity to to score goals with so many different players in so many different positions?
Obviously, it's ideal for us, and we spoke a little bit about it last time, that the most important thing is not that it's the same player in the same situations all the time. It's the structure around those situations. So sometimes we will need midfielders to be able to make those runs and get in there. One of them was a set piece, of course. But the fact that Hannibal got up there after that breakthrough was really, really good to see. And I think just the goals we scored showed a bit of the diversity in the teams. And Mikey speaks a lot about being an AND team, being able to do multiple things, not only being good at one thing. So in that sense, it was nice.
Yeah. One thing that I've noticed that's been pretty consistent with us as well is we don't shy away. We get cards. And I don't know, like we've been talking about how the way we play in terms of offensively, like the way the structures that we want and all that stuff. When it comes to defensively, trying to see times where we can be counterattacked and things like that, on the pitch, is it more so you see something coming our way, stop the play immediately? Or is that typically based on the individual player?
Can you maybe...
So I know that we get a lot of yellow cards.
Okay, yeah.
We're a very strong defensive team. We're not going to let players just walk by us.
Sure.
When we're out there training, and I know it's a very competitive environment, is that something that's also taught to, take a player down, make sure that the play doesn't develop on their end? Or is it more so the individual players seeing it themselves and then just making sure that, you're not going to take this in our house?
It's for sure something that we speak about. Like it's really, really crucial that you don't get caught out of balance, right? You don't get caught in uncomfortable situations. So for us, it's not a matter of saying, okay, in this situation, you have to make a free kick, but it's more a matter of saying, okay, now we got to stop this situation. You got to be very, very hard. If you leave that space, you got to be very, very hard. If the free kick happens, it happens. But ideally, we want to win the ball, but we got to stop this situation from developing into an uncomfortable situation for us. So for sure, it's something that we speak about, and you gotta train it, because it's impossible to just go hard on one player and say, why didn't you stop it if we don't train it, right?
Yeah.
So it's also a part of training game management during sessions. So just, as an example, today we had a 4 teams tournament, right? And the game management is also a part of that. They got to manage it one way or the other. Sometimes you get caught in uncomfortable situations, but what do you do?
Yeah. It's kind of what you said, like, these players get put in these like certain spots on the field where they have these pictures, right? And it's the same thing. If you give a ball away in a position where your team is vulnerable in that spot, you got to figure out a way to end that right then and there. And sometimes, obviously, you don't want to take yellow cards, but if that's what the game is, giving you or you have to do, then you have to take that yellow card.
Or another example could be the second goal we concede against Austin, right? Where they restart, they play fast.
Yeah.
So we of course say to our guys, we want to do the same offensively. Like we want those fast restarts.
Yeah.
So we'll train on that. But the other team should not just walk away, or shouldn't just give them the ball
make
it easy for them.
Yeah.
No, they gotta stop it. So that's part of the game management. And if you don't integrate that in training, then I think it will obviously be harder for the guys to do it in the games, right?
It definitely looks like we've learned that lesson. I know there was never going to be a free kick against us. We stopped that every time. And also us playing quickly. Yeah. I mean, that's what led to the first goal, right? Because you got it off the corner kick and went inside.
Plus, I think we spoke about it last time also. This league it's very much about controlling the transitions, at least from our point of view. Like
sure.
You can approach it in many different ways.
It's been like that for years now, I think. Ever since kind of the pressing ideologies kind of took over and the counter pressing and all that, it's these transition moments that I think if you can control those, the game is going to go your way.
And that's what we're trying to manage also in training.
Yeah.
2 back-to-back convincing wins at home. The team now travels to Colorado to play away. What can you tell us about how you're preparing for the Rapids?
Yeah, so I think in terms of our build-up, we'll face a bit of the same. So it's also a pressing team, a very strong counter-pressing team. So hopefully we'll take some learning from the Seattle game, and during the week we will definitely prepare ourselves for that. And then you guys know better than me, but then I've heard there's something with altitude and something about traveling there. I'm yet to experience that.
Yeah.
But we will hopefully be able to impact the game in a way where it doesn't have that much of an influence.
with our style of play, I think it's going to be the best beneficial way to go about it, because the longer you run up there, the more gas you'll get, the more you'll start breathing hard. But if we maintain possession of the ball, we all know that you feel less exertion when you're in possession of the ball. And the way we just have players just looking like they're just chickens with their heads cut off. I mean, the way our style of play is going to be very nice up in a Mile High. Sorry, Colorado.
No, yeah. So Chris Armas, the coach, was my assistant at New York. And so I'm sure he comes from the pressing, the counter pressing ideologies that Red Bull had at some point with, his variations. Their results have been somewhat all over the place. Is there a specific, I would, what are the little nuances maybe you guys are focused on in this game specifically? Obviously, SDFC is going to go into every game playing their style and dictating the game. We've expressed that time and time again. But is there anything different that you're looking for that we need to be improving on?
Yeah, so I think building on what you guys always said, our ability to make sure that we have longer spells of possession, longer attacks, because that's one way of managing the transitions.
Yeah.
So if we can get them running, we can make sure we dictate the game with the ball. We will also be able to position ourselves in ways to handle those pressing situations from them, and then make sure that our own counter pressing is also in good ways. And then it's not ending up being a game that's going back and forth.
Because that's what it seems like they like. Because the results have kind of shown that too. It's like they can lose to anyone, but they can beat anyone. And so sometimes it's just a coin flip, and that's what we don't want to do, right?
Yeah. Because then some game pictures can end up then it ends up being too random.
Yeah.
Then we lose our structure as well, and then the game picture is a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
And probably that will not be in our favor.
Yeah. Yeah, especially, they're used to it at home. When are you guys traveling? Is it going to be the day before the game? Because there's all this science behind sometimes, if you don't let your body adjust to it, it's actually good. If you get there less than 24 hours or something like that, you hear one thing one year, another thing, you're supposed to arrive earlier, now it's later. When are you guys getting there?
We traveled the day before.
Day before, okay.
Yeah. Yes, I think so. And we have the head of medical.
Yeah,
I hope I get his title right now. But Luke Jenkinson, he's an expert in terms of traveling.
Okay,
and he wrote his masters, I think it was on that topic. So we're in good hands.
All right,
there we go. Love to hear that.
All right, well,
good.
Thank you again, Frank, for joining us. We always appreciate your insight. For more insight and background on the Right to Dream style of play, and for Frank's background as well, please go back and listen to episode 1. If you haven't, again, he gets a great breakdown of just everything that you need to know, all things FCFC. Otherwise, we will see you in Colorado at 6:30 p.m. kickoff
Thanks,
Pacific time.
Thanks, Frank.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thoughts on what Frank said?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think we talk about every game being a new test. And so Colorado away is a team that's gotten a lot of mixed results. But I think what San Diego FC is going to be focusing on is how can they make the game predictable to themselves, right? Not make it look so random at times, because frankly, the results that Colorado's had has shown that their games can go either way. And so it'll be a test in the sense that you're playing at altitude. And we know, Marv, you played there for a number of seasons, and the ball flies a little bit further in the air, just like it does in baseball. Some of those long balls go a little bit longer. You do start to fill your lungs a little bit on some of those sprints. So, Marv, I don't know if you want to touch a little bit on when you were a player at Colorado, just the environment, or what did you sense when other teams would come in? What did you get a sense of how they felt during the game?
So my little secret when I was back there was I would always look at my opponent's lips and see if they were chapped. And then if they were chapped, that meant they were dehydrated, which means they were going to not run anymore. Okay. So that was my little trick that I played back there. But it's a real thing.
Yeah.
I know people, every body is different, so people adjust a little bit differently. But I know that when we would go down to sea level, I can play 2 games in a row. But Dick's Sporting Goods Park is a very hard field, so that ball is going to zip around. And again, with our style of play, how we like to go penetrating balls in the middle, then one touch pass out, I think that's actually really going to be in our favor. And if we, again, maintain possession the way we do, have Colorado do the running around, try to give ourselves the best opportunity we have to just maintain and only make certain runs when we have opportunities to score, I think it's really going to be to our benefit. But it's also going to be growth of the team itself. Like, it's a learning experience every time that we play. The way that Mikey said, every game we learn something. So Frank said that, the game we didn't really play the game that we're used to playing. He said there's still some stuff we need to prove on. And the way that this team has played game after game, I really do believe that they are going to study the game and improve on little things and some big things that they want to see become one of the great assets in the future. So I'm mainly excited to see them kind of build upon themselves versus how they play against every single other team, which again provides themselves a different challenge.
And you're going to get to see them in person. So yeah,
I'll be there. I'm going to be in Colorado.
We'd like you to wear a GoPro.
Yeah.
So we can maybe live stream it.
Live stream it. Yeah. Footage. We'll show it on the pod.
You're just going to see me running around. Just Marv goes there. Marv goes there.
No, we're excited that you get to go back to some of your old stomping grounds, get to watch this team play. For those who might not be able to go and travel to Colorado, there's going to be some great activations back here in San Diego. We'll have the official watch party on 4/12 starting at 5 p.m. Kickoff is at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, presented by AleSmith Brewing at AleSmith Brewery. Make sure that if you are going, you RSVP at sandiego.com/pub partner. I know Marvell can speak to. He's been to a few of the watch parties. Just how great of an atmosphere it is to be surrounded by so many fans supporting.
Real fun.
So make sure that you get on out there. I know there's actually 2 away matches coming up. We're coming off of 2 back-to-back really exciting home wins. We've got 2 away matches coming up. The next one at Charlotte. There's also going to be a block party on 4/19 presented by Dios Azul. That's going to be super exciting. Make sure that you RSVP as well. SanDiegoFC.com/pub partner.
Yeah, so many fun things.
So many fun
Exciting.
things.
All the fun things. And be sure to follow us everywhere you can. Like, subscribe, share, do what you can. Leave a review.
Like Marv said.